Hello and welcome to Doodle Club. I have come to the last page in my junk journal, so I thought in this week's Doodle Club art tutorial I will show you what I do on the last page, because sometimes it's kind of like, oh, how do I end this journal? Welcome to my channel. I release art tutorials every Monday and Friday, and I have a little Wednesday wandering on a Wednesday. My name is Cate Field. I'm an artist, teacher, and passionate about helping people find their creative spirit and all of that kind of stuff. Anyway, I hope you're going to enjoy this one. Let's go. Well, I do hope you are well. This is the last page of my junk journal. And I did a little video. I've got another page here actually to finish, but have actually come to the end, and I've started to do it, and I thought I will show you how I finish things off. I'm going to be continuing with the whole idea of junk, and so these are a few pages from an old diary that's now out of date. I've got some leftover bits of collage, bits of newspaper, bits of old sheet music, things like that. And this is what I'm going to do on this last page. So I started to do it already, and then I thought, no, I'm going to show you what I do. So looking at these little elements here, these flowers, let's just move that to one side for a moment. I'm going to take my lovely bit of paper here, and what I'm going to do, let's just pop that on there. Look at the state of that. I'm going to paint a very quick flower. I've done lots of these before in previous tutorials, if you want to check those out. This is going to be a quick tutorial. As some of you will know, my daughter is getting married on Friday. It's very, very exciting. With the whole family, you're absolutely thrilled. And it's going to be glorious. So I'm just putting in these little, just some little blobs, really, aren't they? They just look like blobs, which is fine. And these are going to be cut out in a moment. This paper is not watercolour paper, so it's not going to take it brilliantly well. But you know, for what we want to do, that is actually fine. It really is. And you have to work quickly with this sort of thing, because otherwise the paper will just go really, really soggy and it will not be good. A few little bits there. You can see I've just done those. I'm going to leave those to dry, and then that will be cut out. I have started to put a few things on there. These, I think, are just a bit too clean. So I'm going to take this, just watercolour paint. You could use all sorts of things. You could use felt tip pens if you want to. And I'm just going to just make these a little bit dirtier, really. A little bit of brown. You could use tea. They were just a little bit too clean. It wasn't quite what I wanted. The other thing that you could do is use bits of acrylic paint. Now I have got some here that I was working on for something else, and that can be quite good as well. I know that often we just don't have time to do things, but I feel it's really important for me to do something every day, however tiny it might be. And this is why I like junk journals and art journaling. And when I do have time, I will prepare my pages, and that's a really lovely thing to do. And then when I don't have a lot of time, I can just I can just do a tiny little doodle, 2 minutes while I'm on the phone to somebody else, something like that. And I think for me that works. But as I say all the time, we have to do things that do work for us. So what works for me might not work for you. And it's really important that you allow yourself to discover what it is that you you need to do. So I've just messed those up a little bit. I'm going to go back to these ones now. Let's just pop that there. I'm going to leave that page to dry. As I say, I am doing this very, very quickly, and I'm going to use fine liner pen, and then over the top I'm going to do some little scribbly flowers because they're very similar to the ones I've already done on that page. I think I will go back to the other blank page, or almost blank page. See, I'm just doing some little scribbles. And with making your own elements, you can just do your own thing. I mean, there are some beautiful elements that you can buy, but they're going to be the same as everybody else's, aren't they? So I'm going to cut these out, and then I'm going to put them into the journal, but I'm going to put some other stuff in the background first. I've just got a ordinary glue stick here, and then I've got a few of my collage pieces. This is some old sheet music, lots of sort of scraps. I like using scraps and then layering them up. I think they can look very, very effective. So some of these collage papers I've had for ages, where I've done demonstrations and things like that, or when I've created collage papers and just used a bit. Yeah, so I haven't used the whole thing. Just putting those in like that. Now what I want to do is to have like a couple of vases. We're going to have 2 vases, and these are going to be made from some collage paper. I'm going to do this. Sometimes I tear, sometimes I'll use scissors. So I do actually like the torn edge. I think that can look a little bit softer. So is that going to be a little bit too big? Yes, I think it is. Let's just tear that bit. I might use that somewhere else. Tear that, and that's going to be my first vase. It doesn't look like a vase at the moment, but hopefully it will. Oh, let's just pop that there. But I feel that like a proper junk journal should be full of junk. It should be those things that that we throw away. Let's just put that on the fold. I'm actually going to tear that a little bit more. Yeah, that's fine. Pop that there. And then I've got this piece, just an old piece of wrapping paper actually, which I thought was very pretty. Let's tear that. These are going to be quite wonky vases, but that's okay. Let's just put my bit of glue on the edge. You could use double-sided tape if you want to. I just get in a mess with double-sided tape. I mean, to be fair, I get in quite a mess with glue, but not quite so much as I do with double-sided tape. That's going to be on the fold, so I might just have to tear a little bit there. I might have to stick that down. We'll see how that goes. So they are my 2 vases. I'm going to use acrylic pen, and they're going to be, yeah, I'm probably going to change that bit, but that's fine. Vases like this, and then I've got my flowers here. I'm going to cut these out and put them onto the page. I've put these onto the page, and I'm just going to do a few finishing off bits. I've written a little poem, just some thoughts to the end. And the lovely thing about this kind of journal is that you can just keep adding to it as you wish. So this is just a kind of the block of the vase, and I'm just going to put a little bit of decoration onto it. Again, I think I really love the idea of being able to pick something up and then just add a little bit to it over however long it takes. I have sketchbooks that go back years and years, and I just really enjoy having a look at them and thinking, oh, I like that idea. if I've got some time, I will expand on that, or I might take the idea for a larger piece. And then again, I think that's when our work becomes very, very individual and something quite special happens. So we can take something that's very ordinary, something that we were actually going to throw away. That's the delight of junk journals, isn't it? This was something that was going to be thrown away, and I've just sort of added a few bits to it. So if we kind of turn that over, so this is the last page on this side, but with the concertina junk journal like this one, we turn it over and we start again. And again, I've got lots of spaces here to do some writing. I might add a few more bits and pieces. I've got spaces here. I've deliberately blocked those out with white acrylic. And here I've put in lines, sort of blocks of colour, and I will do some poetry on those spaces. Same with these as well. And then we come to the end of this side. I have got a few more to do on this last page, but then we come back to the beginning. Well, I do hope you enjoyed that and that you've got some ideas on how to finish your own junk journal. And if you want to see some more, look at this one up here, because I think you're going to enjoy it. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.